Alright, before we start, I do want to remind you to go ahead and keep your phone vertical and click that full screen icon on the bottom right. So don't turn your phone sideways, just keep it vertical and click that full icon. Hey everyone, this is Unlock24, and today, due to viewer requests, I do have a budget deck for you to use with your newly obtained Voltanis, and this is what it looks like. Now, you don't have to have Shadows Layers. You can put whatever other dark monster that you have. I just chose him because he can attack directly and he's a fiend, and he was shiny, so that's the only reason he's there. And what this deck tries to do, it tries to get Voltanis out on the field as soon as possible, and if that doesn't work out, you have the Dark Necrofear as a backup. So the deck list is one Dark Necrofear, three Voltanis, the three Shadow Slayers, one Fled Dreams. Now I wanted to run two more, but I only had that one, so I couldn't run two more. I would run two more instead of the two Shadows Layers. That way you can stall out with the Fled Dreams, and then one Man-Eating Treasure Chest, and then two Whiptail Crows. And if you have more of this card, go ahead and run more of it. If you don't, just substitute it for another Man-Eating Treasure Chest or another Whiptail Crow. It's totally up to you, but this is an extremely cheap deck, and most of it is free, or you should have cards of it to play with it. The only card that you do need to purchase is the Trap Jammers, and I'm pretty sure most of you have Trap Jammers, as they're not, or they weren't as hard to get. So that's basically the deck. It's extremely easy and simple to use. However, I don't think it's gonna be like a tier 0 or tier 1 deck that you're gonna be able to take into platinum and get King of Games with it, as being that it's a budget deck, it's extremely restrictive, and you would want to have some twisters, maybe some better monsters, not Shadows Layers or not Whiptail Crows. I was also maybe thinking that if I had the other two, the Gross Ghost of Fled Dreams, I would run that spell card that destroys one of your normal monsters and the opponent monster. What is it? Order to charge. I'll run maybe 2 or 3 copies of that, and if you have that, go ahead and do that. Or if you want to go ahead and just put Man-Eating Treasure Chest, which I'm sure you have the 3 copies, you can run the 3 copies instead of the Shadows Layer and run Order to Charge. That way you have Destruction as well. If you do have the Order to Charge, however, having the Order to Charge doesn't make it a budget deck anymore, so that's why I didn't do it. I do have the Man-Eating Treasure Chest, but I know that a lot of you weren't able to buy that first pack, so most of you probably don't have the Order to Charge, or if you do, maybe you just have 1 copy, and that's the reason I didn't include it in the deck. However, that is a possibility for you to go ahead and add that if you do have them and play the deck in that manner. Now, the Trap Jammers, whenever you activate them, most of the time will get you the Dark Voltanis, because you do have all dark monsters that you can tribute. And the skill that we're using is Switcheroo, which Switcheroo, it's extremely broken, and if you've seen the nodes that they've released, they're gonna go ahead and put a restriction on it to where you can only activate it twice, I think, and you have to take damage before you can activate it. So the Switcheroo ability will most likely not be relevant anymore, or there might be some people that might be playing it. So that's one of the decks. I do actually have another deck for you that is budget friendly. Let me go ahead and get to that now. That's went to the wrong place. The other deck is a strict fairy deck. Now this deck's actually extremely fun to play. This emphasizes in tributing for Voltanis, and the way you tribute with it is you tribute the Bubonic Berman, and Bubonic I actually get out. So the Bubonic Berman, what it does is whenever it gets flipped, you get another copy of it. So you set one of them, and when your opponent attacks it, you get another one, and then on your turn you flip it and you get the third one. And once you do that, you do have enough to go ahead and summon the Dark Voltanis. And the Solgas are actually not that hard to get. You just have to farm for it. I think you have to farm Ishisu. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think that's how you get them. You farm Ishisu, and one of her super rare cards is that. The Angel 7, you get it out of that fairy pack, and it's really easy to get, so you should have multiple copies of it. The FREYA Spirit of Victory, you get him by leveling up Mai, and once you get him to level 30 or 35 or whatever, you should have 3 of them. Now I don't have Mai at level 35 yet, so I'm still missing one of her and one of Court of Justice. So once I do get to 35, I'll have the full complete deck, and that's one of the reasons that I'm not gonna have gameplay for this deck, as I do think that you do need the 3 of those and the 3 Court of Justices in order to complete the deck. And I'm running a Water Pond, but it's not as good as the FREYA of the Spirit. I'm just using it as a replacement. And what this deck does is it has the ability to beat Rex, because just FREYA Spirit of the Victory and a Solga becomes 21, and your opponent won't be able to get over it unless they waste Riryoku or something of that nature to destroy your monster or in order to charge. And at that time, it's costing them 2 cards to destroy one of yours. The Metamorph, you get it by loading up Bandit Keith, and then the Jar of Greed, you can get one from Pegasus, and you can get another one from the Card Trader, and the Windstorm, you can get it from Maya level 25, I think. Everything else you should be able to obtain through leveling up what's her name? Taya. I don't know why I said Mai. So it is Taya that you have to level up to level 35, not Mai. And once you level her up to level 35, you should have everything to build this deck. I'm pretty sure most of you have 3 copies of this, if not more, because it's like extremely easy to obtain card. So those are gonna be the 2 budget decks for Dark Voltanis, and out of the 2, I think this one's my favorite because it is fun and it does have a lot of interactions. However, I don't have, like I said, I don't have recordings. I did play some games in casual, but everybody in casual is playing like a 30 card deck, and you can't really test out how good it is by playing casual. So that's what that why I don't have gameplay of this deck yet. So once I do get to Taya to level 35, I will have some gameplay of this deck. If you want to go ahead and see that, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll have it in the future. Maybe next week whenever I get it. I'm currently at level 31 or 32 with Taya. Let me go ahead and check really quick. Okay, switch over to Taya. Okay, I'm currently level 31, so see, once you get to level 33, you'll have that 3rd copy, and once you get to level 35, you have the 3rd copy of Court of Justice. So that's going to be it for today. I do have some gameplay of the first deck, so go ahead and enjoy that. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. And if you're enjoying my content, go ahead and subscribe, and go ahead and leave a like.